Republican President-elect Donald Trump vowed to repeal President Barack Obama's trademark legislation, the Affordable Care Act. During the final week of his campaign, Trump went so far as to say that he might summon Congress into a special session to accomplish that task. Joining me now is Betsey McCaughey, former Lieutenant Governor of New York. She's an advocate for repealing Obamacare. So this has been a big issue on the campaign trail, and it's
very much so, and no surprise, since Obamacare has been giving patients and doctors and businesses so many problems.
Well, let's take this, though, from a consumer point of view, because a lot of people are now wondering what's going to happen to my health care. Changes are not going to happen overnight. I think that that's something that we should first point out.
Well, definitely. And one reason is that we've learned a very important lesson during the Obamacare experience, and that is we can tell Congress really clearly right now, don't give us another 2,572-page bill that no one reads before passing it. You know, a long time ago, James Madison, the architect of the Constitution, warned never to allow Congress to pass a law, and these are his words, so voluminous that no one in Congress reads it, or so frequently changed that a reasonable person doesn't know what it says. And that's Obamacare to a T. So no more 3,000 or more page bills that no one reads before signing it into law.
But what is the first step here? I mean, that's the past, okay? So we have Obamacare. Our new president-elect says, I want to get rid of it. What's the first step?
The first step is to consult with members of Congress. And please keep in mind that this election yielded not only a Republican in the White House, an agent of change, but also Republican majorities in both houses of Congress. And the Republican Party is very ready to repeal and replace Obamacare. They've been working on plans for several years. The House majority has at least one plan all set to go that's very similar in many ways to what a President-elect Trump has been working on. So it's not as if they're starting at ground zero here. They've been thinking about it, consulting with experts, and working on this for a long time.
And they also, I know that they do have the majority, but a Democratic side of the issue as well is they want to pull them into their beliefs.
Oh, of course. Consensus is always better on something as important as health care. Keep in mind that Donald Trump ran on a platform not only of change, but of prosperity. And voters really responded to that. They rejected kind of the class warfare rhetoric of his opponent and said, yes, we want to see all boats rise. And Obamacare has been impeding prosperity because, for example, the New York Fed just came out and cited that 17% of service businesses and 23% of manufacturing businesses are actually putting a lid on hiring to avoid that Obamacare employer mandate. So we want to make sure people can get jobs, work more hours if they're part-timers, and Obamacare has been standing in the way of that.
What would you say, though, if you were talking to somebody on the street who's really concerned about this? They might not like their health care, but they're also scared of what may be to come. So what would be your advice?
I wouldn't worry. First of all, Medicaid is the safety net for lowest income people in the United States. That's not going anywhere. Donald Trump has already said he will continue Medicaid. He will provide more flexibility to the states because in some states it's just not working well to serve the people. It's very interesting to look back on the campaign and realize that Donald Trump won by spending less than half as much money as his opponent. He got his money's worth. And I believe that he's very determined to ensure that the taxpayers of this country get their money's worth, more for every dollar. And one way to do that is to block grant Medicaid so that state administrators who are closer to the people they serve can make the best decisions.
All right. In the meantime, we will wait one day at a time to see how this all unfolds. We appreciate your insight. Former Lieutenant Governor of New York, Betsey McCaughey.
Thank you.